Hi, I'm Pac Matthews, the inventor of the original Soul Seat. Imagine that you're stranded with a dead cell phone. You're desperate to reach your family and friends, and fortunately, a kind stranger agrees to unlock their phone, and as they hand it to you, and you take a look at the keypad, you have this terrifying realization that you can't remember any of the numbers you need. Your spouses, your kids, you can only grab fragments of them. Years of speed dialing have evaporated them from your memory. We call this moment of panic digital enfeeblement. And it develops gradually and then trips us up all at once. In this video, I'll be sharing stories and strategies of both physical and digital enfeeblement. And in the process, I hope you'll realize that this isn't all your fault, that we humans have been dealing with this pattern time and time again. Every time we develop a new tool, we have to deal with the trade-offs. Even Plato was concerned that learning to read would ruin our memories. And if you stay to the end, you'll hear a story about how modern parents are having to deal with enfeeblement that shows up in their infants and their strategies for handling that. And if you find this video helpful, hit the like and subscribe button so other folks can benefit from this. Even share it with your loved ones so you can be sure they reach you in their time of need. You've likely had your own experience of panic, not being able to recall a phone number. A friend of ours had one of these a couple months ago. She was at a car wash. She had her vacuum hose in hand and was ready to open the door to start cleaning out her car when she realized all the doors were locked. And she looked through the window and saw her two young kids strapped safely in their car seats. But she also saw her phone and her keys sitting on the driver's side. Now, everything turned out fine. She turned to a person in the next bay and insisted they share their phone with her. And fortunately, she was able to come up with a number to reach somebody else to get some help. Physical enfeeblement starts gradually as well. In another video, I describe how a lifetime of sitting in chairs set me up for enfeeblement when I chose to sit down on the ground with my kindergarten students. The Soul Seat was actually born of my attempt to reverse my enfeeblement from sitting in chairs. I started off going cold turkey on the floor until I realized that there were situations I needed to be at a desk. And so I figured out how to bring the benefits of floor sitting up to the desk. Now that we're relying so much on our phones for navigation and communication, we are sort of in the same situation as airline pilots. Autopilot has taken over so much of their flying time that they need to spend a lot of time in flight simulators so that they can be ready have the muscle memory at hand for emergency situations. So perhaps we're in the same boat as the airline pilots. We need to set ourselves up in some simulations so that we have the phone numbers at hand, skills, the squats, and the ability to sit on the floor when we need to. So what sort of simulations can you set up? And this is a good opportunity to do some experiments. Or just spend some time without a cell phone, see how many phone numbers you can dial without looking them up. How many times can you choose the floor? You can also try the sit-rise test. We have a PDF that you can download that describes that, and I'll also include some links to videos about how to do the sit-rise test. What we learned from designing the Soul Seat and hearing from our customers was that you can always count on our products to not enfeeble you. We've made the choice to design challenge right into the product. Too many of the products we use in the modern world don't challenge us anymore. And one of our friends, Katy Bowman, with Nutritious Movement, really recommends adding weight and heavier items, put them down low in your kitchen, and even put some items up high so on a regular basis, you're reaching up and you're squatting down to get things. Don't make everything a convenience. Might need less convenience in our life than than normal. Here's another example of enfeeblement showing up even when not intended. So the reclining chair has been a really popular type of furniture for decades and decades. And I noticed in the last 20 years, though, that there's a version that's being produced that includes motors so that it will tip you out. Partly is because spending so much time in a recliner enfeebles the core muscles, the very muscles you need in order to get out of the chair. The tool itself has enfeebled the user to where the tool has to have an additional feature and to get the user out of it. I find that very ironic. One of the early beta testers of the Soul Seat was a Pilates teacher, and I dropped one off. At the time, she was using a conventional office chair. I called her on day 3 just to check in, see how her experience was going, and she said, "Gee whiz, I don't know, Pac, if this Soul Seat's going to work for me. I'm finding soreness in my core that I didn't know." So that was one of the best compliments I'd ever gotten, that the Soul Seat was helping a Pilates teacher find muscles that had gotten enfeebled and needed to be strengthened. Back in the 1990s, when I was still tuning pianos for a living, tuning tools got really good. And so I was using a tuning machine for a while because it seemed like it was saving time, until one day the battery on the little computer had died, and I hadn't tuned by ear for a few months. And the sense of panic was something I didn't ever want to experience again. I did manage to tune the piano fine. My skills all came right back when I needed them. But I decided I didn't want to feel that way ever again. And so I stopped using the tuning tools. And what I found was that they really weren't saving me as much time as I thought, because I had to feed it different notes from different parts of the piano scale before it could craft a tuning for that instrument. And also, I'd noticed I'd started to get bored with the work. And once I started tuning by ear again, it got me back into the process of puzzle solving. It's basically tuning a piano is solving a very complicated puzzle. My work satisfaction went way up as soon as I went back to depending on my own brain. So here's the last story of enfeeblement. Really, I find this fascinating. As new grandparents, we learned that we had to help our granddaughters spend some time on her tummy in what's called tummy time. It's basically to strengthen the back muscles doing baby Superman pose. The reason being is that the solution for protecting infants from sudden infant death syndrome has been to make sure they always sleep on their back and don't put babies to sleep on their tummies, and it's reduced the level of SIDS significantly. The downside is that they don't develop the muscles in their the back the way they need to. So hence tummy time. So they spend some time in tummy time to counteract the enfeeblement that creeps in from sleeping on their backs. It's just to show you it's enfeeblement can show up even when we're having the best of intentions. So the real key is to keep track of where enfeeblement might be creeping in. Keep at hand some experiments and some simulations so that you can keep the mastery at the level you want it. Conduct your own experiments, and please share, if you've come up with some, share them in the comments so others can learn as well. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and check out some of our other videos. Feel free to download the PDF that I showed earlier, and there'll be a link in the comments as well. And remember to share your own enfeeblement story in the comments below. Happy creative sitting. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.